Maintaining clean pathways in a vegetable garden is a crucial aspect of gardening that often presents a significant challenge. Weeds, especially invasive species like Bermuda grass, can quickly overtake these areas, not only making the garden look messy, but also competing with vegetables for essential resources such as water, nutrients, and sunlight. This competition can lead to reduced plant health and productivity, making it imperative to find effective solutions to manage weeds in garden pathways. The first step in transforming these pathways into weed-free zones is to remove all the weeds as thoroughly as possible. It's advisable to do this after a light rain when the soil is softer, making it easier to pull out the entire plant, roots and all. For stubborn weeds like Bermuda grass, which spreads aggressively through underground runners, extra care is needed. Using a garden fork or a hand trowel can help loosen the soil, ensuring that the roots are pulled out completely, not just the tops of the plants. While it might be tempting to rush through this step, taking the time to do it properly will save a lot of effort in the long run. By preventing quick regrowth, once the weeds are removed, the next step is to create a barrier that prevents them from coming back. This can be achieved by laying down a layer of cardboard over the entire pathway. The cardboard should be flattened completely, and the edges should overlap to ensure there are no gaps where weeds can sneak through. If cardboard isn't available, old newspapers, magazines, or even worn-out clothes can serve as alternatives. The key is to create a thick enough layer to block sunlight, which is essential for preventing weed growth. This layer will also decompose over time, enriching the soil underneath without allowing weeds to take hold. With the cardboard layer in place, the next step is to cover it with a thick layer of mulch. Mulch serves multiple purposes. It helps suppress weeds, retains moisture in the soil, and improves the overall appearance of your pathways. Sawdust is an excellent option for mulch, but other materials like dry leaves, straw, pine needles, or wood chips can also be used. The mulch should be spread generously and evenly to ensure there aren't any thin spots where weeds could find a way through. This layer not only keeps weeds at bay, but also adds to the aesthetic appeal of the garden, creating clean and organized pathways. After applying the mulch, the final step is to sprinkle some water over the entire pathway. This helps the layers settle into place and start working together to form a strong barrier against weeds. The water will also kickstart the decomposition process for the cardboard and mulch, turning them into rich organic matter over time. If you notice the mulch layer starting to thin out over the weeks or months, don't hesitate to add more to maintain the thickness. This will keep your pathways looking clean and weed-free, while providing long-term benefits to your garden soil. One of the best things about this method is that it's simple, affordable, and environmentally friendly. By reusing materials that might otherwise end up in the trash, you're turning them into something valuable for your garden. The thick mulch layer not only keeps weeds at bay, but also improves the aesthetic appeal of your garden. Walking on these pathways feels clean and organized, creating a pleasant environment where you can focus on tending to your plants without worrying about messy, overgrown paths. This technique works well for all kinds of gardens, whether you have a small backyard space or a larger vegetable garden, and it's adaptable based on the materials you have available.